Everyone, welcome back to my channel. I'm Ashley and today we're going to be doing my last empties video for this year. I've used up some really big stuff that I'm somewhat excited about, somewhat sad about, so let's go ahead and before we jump into it, if this is your first time hanging out with me, welcome. My name is Ashley. I do a lot of beauty related and panning content, so if that's something that is interesting to you, I hope that you'll consider subscribing. Now on to all of my garbage. So the first thing here on top is actually what I've used up most recently. This is a hair mask from Bondi Boost. This is their miracle hair mask and I did not find it to be a miracle. It was very thin. Like, I don't think you'll be able to tell. It's kind of gross on the inside. But it was just a very thin consistency. In fact, it was thin enough that I don't feel like this was the best packaging for it. It really seemed like it should have been in some sort of like squeeze tube or something like that because it, when you tried to scoop it out, could very easily slip out of your hand and onto the shower floor, meaning that it would be very much wasted. That's not the only issue that I had. I didn't feel like it did anything for my hair, to be very honest with you. It just felt like a normal conditioner that was supposed to be in for 15 to 20 minutes, which for me is too long. Like, that's a really big amount of time to just be kind of hanging out in my shower, especially when I don't feel like I got a lot from it in the end. So I'm glad I got it all used up, but it is definitely not something that I will be repurchasing or something that, at least for people with hair that is similar to mine, not something that I would recommend. I have thick, coarse, crazy, somewhat curly hair, and that just didn't do it for me. One thing that will come as no surprise to anyone that's been watching any of my recent videos, but still I feel so much sadness for. I finished up my Givenchy Prism Libre Loose Setting Powder, and it breaks my heart because I love this so much, and they reformulated it, and everyone says it's just not good anymore, which is so sad because this for me was just the perfect powder. I had mine in number 2 Satin Blanc. It set everything beautifully. It never looked heavy or cakey. It blurred so beautifully. Like, this is a $60 powder that I would happily repurchase if it was still the same. So I did use her up entirely. Like, I shook out every grain that I could possibly get out of here, and I'm very sad that it's all gone, but I'm also proud of myself for using up such an expensive powder. Oh, it hurts my soul a little bit though. I did also use up from Tatcha. This is the Indigo Cleansing Balm. I really enjoyed this cleansing balm quite a bit. All done and dusted. It's expensive, to be honest with you. I have talked about this before when comparing it to my Pharmacy Green Clean. They dollar for dollar cost about the same. However, this is about half the size as the Green Clean. So while I do enjoy it quite a bit and it is something that I will likely repurchase, it's something that is a luxury for sure in my life. I did also finally finish off from Merit. This is the Great Skin Instant Glow Serum. You guys know I absolutely love this so much. I've already purchased a backup and cannot wait to start using it. I just finished this off today. Again, why I'm doing this video now. I love this. It gives such a beautiful, hydrated look and feel to my skin. It is the perfect prep for makeup. Typically, my morning skincare routine includes this and a vitamin C serum, as well as just a moisturizer. And for me, that is absolutely perfect. Of course, sunscreen on top of that, but I really enjoy it. I am 43, so I am working with some aging skin concerns. So this for me, with my kind of balanced to dry skin, is just absolutely perfect. And I love it so much. I also used up from Sigma. This is the Liquid Magic Brush Cleaner. Okay, so I have thoughts on this. I love this formula. It did a fantastic job of getting my brushes and more specifically my makeup sponges really clean and really easily clean. What was not great, for me at least, was the pump. So it does have this pump right here. Mine clogged every single time. It's like whatever didn't come out when I pumped it just like solidified in there. And so it was such a challenge to then use it the next time. And I wash my sponge at least almost every single day. I figure I'm in there getting it wet to use. Might as well just shampoo it real quick while I'm in there. So it's not like I was leaving a week or a month or whatever. It was like day after day. And so because it took so much to like push it down and get it out, it would then like splurt everywhere. And I did not enjoy the act of using it, but I really enjoyed the formula. So recently in the Fantastic Ladies Facebook group, someone else had finished this off. And so I commented on their picture. I was like, hey, did you have this problem also? And they said they did not. So while initially I had come into this saying, as much as I enjoyed it, I probably would not repurchase. I think I probably will, in hopes that mine was just kind of a dud in like the actual packaging department. Because again, it works really, really well. It was just such a struggle to actually use. So I will probably repurchase this. And for, again, the formula, I do recommend it. Just know that I personally had that issue, but I know apparently one other person didn't. So, you know, split case. Anyway, it's really nice, but it may or may not be a pain to use. I did finish off from LYS. This is Natural Finish. This is their Skin Loyalty Blur Mattifying Set Makeup Setting Spray. So I liked this quite a bit. I don't think I found an LYS product that I haven't liked. So this is something that I would totally repurchase. You guys know I like setting and makeup sprays. So it is something that I would repurchase, but it's not something that I'm going to immediately repurchase because I have quite a few others that I am working through, as well as some new ones that I'm testing out. So while I do recommend this and I did really quite like it, it's just not something that I have repurchased quite yet. Ooh, if you saw my update, you know what this is. I am so proud of this. I am so proud of this. I finished off my Makeup by Mario Soft Sculpt Transforming Skin Enhancer in the shade Light. This is a cream bronzer. And I did have a goal of finishing it off this year, and I actually met that goal, and I am so freaking stoked and excited. I love it. This is something that I will repurchase. I haven't allowed myself to repurchase it yet because I do have other cream bronzers that I need to push myself to at least make some good dents in before I repurchase this. But it is such a lovely product, especially if you are new to cream products, especially cream bronzers. This you can't mess up. It is so user-friendly and easy to use and create such a beautiful, natural looking bronze to the skin. So great. So great. I finished off an eye cream from Saturday Skin. That's what it looks like there. It doesn't have anything on there. Oh no, yes it does. It's just on the side. Wide Awake Brightening Eye Cream. It was fine. I don't even know where I got this from. Pretty sure it's a full size. It was fine. I have yet to find an eye cream that I feel like does anything. I use them pretty religiously because I have a whole bunch of them. But I've never found one that has been like, yes, now I know why people use eye cream. I just use it to use it. So it wasn't bad. Didn't create any sort of pilling with my makeup. I didn't have any sort of skin reaction to it. No milia or anything like that. It played nicely with makeup. It was fine. That's about all I can say about it. I did finish up from The Ordinary. There we go. This is the Retinol 0.2% emulsion. I think that's all it's called. So I got this from Influencer for free for my review on it. And I really liked this. Skincare is such a strange thing. I didn't notice any like life-changing results with it, but retinol is something that I am trying to incorporate more into my skincare routine. Again, I'm 43. I really should be doing that. But I was always really nervous about retinols because everyone talks about how they dry out your skin and you have to go through a purge and like this, that, and the other. This was really gentle. I didn't notice any sort of skin irritation. I used it twice a week typically, and I really liked it, and it's quite affordable. So it is something that I will definitely repurchase. However, as a broken record, there are others that I already own that I'm trying to work my way through. So we'll see if my opinion on it changes at all once I use through some of the things that I have. But as it stands right now, I do definitely recommend it, and I do enjoy it. So it is something that I will likely repurchase at some point in time. All right, we're getting into the home stretch. Let me unfurl this right here. So this is from the brand Dieux. Let's see if I can get it enough so you can see it. So this is their Angel Veil. I loved this. Oh, I'm sorry. Instant Angel Rich Lipid Facial Moisturizer. My mistake. I really liked this a ton. I purchased this at, I think, the spring Sephora sale, and I really wanted to repurchase it here in this most recent one, but I'm using through the things that I already have. I really liked this a lot. I felt like it really was such a lovely experience to use. It's thick without being heavy. It's nourishing. My skin looked and felt really plumped and hydrated in the morning. Can't say enough good things about it. I really like the tin packaging as well. I know that not everybody does, but I really think that it's lovely. I finished off, I have another one of these somewhere. My husband might have gotten hold of it and threw it away. But this is just a mini of the Sol de Janeiro Bum Bum Cream. Love this so much. I still have a few more full ones kicking around. I don't care how basic this makes me. This scent is divine. I love it. At some point, I am going to allow myself to buy a full size, even though it is so wildly expensive. I love it. I love it. I almost picked up a gift set during the fall Sephora sale, but I decided to wait until the spring one because this is definitely more of a summer sort of feel and scent, but I love it. I love the texture of this cream. It's nourishing without being heavy and thick. It sinks into my skin without feeling like it just sort of sits on top. I never have to worry about it like transferring to my clothes. Like, I cannot say enough good things about it. I haven't smelled any of their other scents, to be very honest. I've just always really enjoyed this one. Oh no, I take that back. The second scent that they came out with in kind of the teal blue sort of, I have thrown away 2 small ones of these that I had gotten in like BoxyCharm or something like that. That scent and I are not friends, but this one I love. I finished off a sample size of the IT Cosmetics Confidence in a Cream. I have gone through a few of these smaller sizes and I do really enjoy this formula quite a bit. I haven't taken the plunge to buy a full size because there are, as I've said ad nauseum, a ton of things that I have already in my life that I need to work through, but it is one that I would definitely consider purchasing should I find myself in a position where I have to purchase something. The same is true for this. This is from First Aid Beauty. This is their Ultra Repair Cream. Love this stuff. This is a workhorse. This is an absolute workhorse, especially if you have dry skin or you have damaged your moisture barrier. This is going to be your friend. It is great for eczema and other types of skin conditions. It's just a really great all-around awesome moisturizer that is good for so many things. The one thing I will say is I don't love that the full size comes in a tub. I just really don't enjoy that because it gets like underneath my nails and things like that. So I wish that it in its full size also came in a squeezy tube, but beggars can't be choosers. It's an awesome, awesome product. I finished off from Ole Henriksen Strength Trainer Peptide Moisturizer. Loved this. Loved this. I am typically a fan of Ole Henriksen products. This is something that I would absolutely consider purchasing in a full size, especially around the Sephora sale when it came back up again, because I know it is a little bit on the pricey side, but it feels absolutely divine. It's got the feeling of being very hydrating, but also like really plush. Like, it was great. I loved every time I used it. And everything else, no, I got one more skincare and then the rest is going to be makeup. So I finished off just a little sample from La Roche-Posay of their Lipid-Rich Eczema Soothing Relief Cream. Great product, absolutely great product. I still think that I prefer the First Aid Beauty more, but it's an excellent product and I do really like it. All right, so we'll save my one sad declutter for last and let's talk about the actual empties. So I actually finally finished off my NYX glitter primer, you guys. Years. This has been in my life for years. And of course I have already purchased a backup because this is what I use every time I wear a shimmer shadow. Like you can't really tell because I'm wearing a very soft wash of one of the new e.l.f. Yeah, I'm wearing the Fine as Fleck glitter eyeshadow in Straight Fire. These are supposed to be dupes for, I feel like they're supposed to be dupes for the Urban Decay Moon Dust shadows, but put down a layer of this and it is perfect. So I'm so excited that I finished this off because it's been a long, long time coming. I have a mascara. I really liked this one a lot. This is from L'Oreal. This is their Panorama. So good. It has a thicker brush than I typically prefer, and it is spiky. It has one of those sort of cone-shaped brushes, if my camera... No? No, we're not playing that game, apparently. But yeah, it worked really, really well. I found that even though the brush is a bit thicker than I typically prefer, I didn't have a big problem with stabbing myself in the eye or getting it everywhere, and it wore really nicely all day long. Have nothing but positive things to say about this, and it is something that I would totally repurchase. I really did like it. I also used up a sample size of the Lancome Monsieur Big mascara. I remember everybody was obsessed with this a few years ago, and it is still really good. However, I just find myself not loving the brush, the wand. It's just very big for my small eyes and I make a mess with it. So I do really like the formula. I do really like the product. I don't see myself repurchasing it though because there are other things that I really like that are a little bit easier to use, but it is an excellent mascara. I never had any issue with flaking or transferring, never had raccoon eyes. It was great. And then finally, we have an eyebrow pencil. So this is the Precisely My Brow from Benefit. This one is in the shade 3.5. Love this. This is probably my favorite sort of prestige brand of eye pencil. Works really well. It has that really thin precision tip, hence the name, Precisely My Brow. Great. Everybody knows what this is. I don't know why I'm talking about it so much, but it's a win. And then I do sadly have one declutter. So this is an eyeliner from ColourPop. This came out in their Sandstone collection, I think. It was in the shade Wildcat. And it was awesome. Like, it is this beautiful sort of golden green shade. Let me get a good swatch here. And I'll kind of show it to you. But it is this right here. So this is really difficult for me to find a replacement for. ColourPop doesn't make it anymore, and unfortunately mine is just dried out to the point where I can get a good swatch on my hand because my hand isn't sensitive. I can really just sort of bear down and get some of it off, but I can't use it on my eye anymore because I just can't press hard enough to get any sort of color transfer essentially on my eye, which is such a bummer. Also, because it has dried out, it also broke and I dropped it on my floor. So, I mean, the cards are just stacked against it, but I am really disappointed that I didn't get to use it up. I probably could have at some point, but I think it's the component, because this happens with ColourPop a lot when the component is a little bit too big around it. It just lets in so much air. And then as the product dries up, it kind of constricts a little bit and then it just sort of adds to the problem. So I am disappointed. I do, while we're here, want to see if I can find the new Sephora eyeliner that I purchased because I was trying to get something close to this. So let me see if I can find it. We'll just compare it together. All right, I found it. So during this 4 sale, I picked up one of their eyeliners. This is in the shade Shimmering Green. I was very much hoping it would be a dupe, but it is clearly not. So it's this on the bottom. It's still really pretty, but this is definitely far more cool toned and more khaki, whereas this up here has a lot more gold, kind of that old gold sort of thing. So it's not a perfect dupe by any means. I still think I'm going to get a ton of use out of this. You guys know green is my favorite color to wear in my eyes. But it is a bummer that it's not a closer match. I didn't think it would be when I swatched it in store, but you know, careless optimism, I suppose. So that is everything that I have used up since the last time we did an empties video. So I don't think I'm going to do another one until next year. I don't think that I have enough that's even close to being done to justify that. However, I do think that at the end of the year, I'll do a yearly empties wrap up where we go through everything I've used up for the year. I personally find those really fun. It's really exciting for me to sit down with all my empties and see everything that I've used up. So if that's something that you're interested in, stay tuned. We'll have that closer to the end of December, I would say. But yeah, I would love to know, what have you used up recently? Is there anything that you are excited to have done and dusted and out of your life? Or do you have a few things like I do that you have to call quits on and you're kind of sad about? I would love to know. Thank you so much for spending some time with me today. I hope that you're having an amazing day, and I will see you next time. Bye.